Hello and welcome to my project. So my name is Tyler Chisholm and this is my entry for the upcoming FIEA PRD date. So I decided to do a game prototype because I'm looking to join the technical producer track. So I have a timer set. I'm really struggling to keep this under 5 minutes. So just quickly, the way it's going to be structured is I'll go through all of the prominent features of this demo first, and then I'll have it segmented after 5 minutes. We'll talk about some ambitions, implementations, and then also dive deeper into the blueprinting. But just for the sake of the video, I'll just keep it segmented and keep the 5 minutes just focused on this. So basically what we have here is a system that allows you to use Epic's motion matching system from the game animation sample project and scale that with cheap free animations found online from like Mixamo or something, and still maintain the visual fidelity of the motion matching system. So without having to build a database of like 100 animations for every custom state that you want, and having to deal with like really complicated chooser tables. So first thing is this idle. So basically the three hybrid states, or systems that we're blending together here are, first of all, the spine is Epic's motion matching system, all right? It is basically a rocket engine of an animation graph, and that is kind of the glue and the backbone of this whole thing. And then as we can see here, for different states, we are using state machines to dynamically add overlays to specific bones depending on which state it is. So I only have one built in here, but this could scale easily to any number of weapons and guns, swords, and spears, whatever, even magic. But it's basically overlaying onto clavicle R and neck O1, so we preserve the head and right arm motion of these animations where they're kind of inspecting the sword. It looks really clean, it looks great, and then still maintaining the motion matching from the pelvis, the leg IK, the rest of the spine, and it kind of blends it all together and makes it look really, really good. And then because this overlay state is a state machine, we can also use running animations for the right arm and head that'll kind of blend, but keep that, keep the fist closed on the sword and kind of animate it slightly. It makes it really, really easy to scale this. Like I could probably create one frame pose animations for the state machine and for each weapon, and just, let the motion matching kind of do the rest to make it look natural, which is really, really exciting, and I'm definitely going to use it in the future. But yeah, this was the basis of the entire project right here. It probably took me a week just to conceptualize this and implement this. Went through like 4 different iterations, even tried to build the databases myself with like the same animation, but just completely build it from scratch with like the UE5 mannequin instead of this skeleton. But it just didn't turn out as well. And so I thought, you know what's the point of remaking it if it's just going to look worse? So I just came back here and, put in the work and got it finally working. But it was very difficult, and there's not a ton of documentation yet on the game animation sample project because it is still pretty new technology. It only came out a few months ago, and specifically the 5.5 version of it came out like last month. So things are just different in there and very subtle. In some ways, not very subtle, but I was able to achieve this, and it looks really, really good. And it would work with any different weapon as well. And so obviously we have attack animations as well. This is the animation montage, just kind of in play with a combo counter. Actually pretty proud of this. It's a really clean system. So it kind of like will reset air attacks as well. And then our second, we're edging up on 5 minutes here. We've also added directional movement. So for both the combat and platforming problems, we have side dodges, back dodges, even a front dodge, but it's kind of janky because I have bad animation. But these like preserve your motion and basically allow you to do like platforming puzzles, and then also in combat, dodges and stuff from the environment, and then also in combat, the idea was to have you Z targeted on your enemy and be able to, kind of directionally be able to switch velocity extremely quickly. So I was really happy with this effect. Basically just overlays the ragdoll a couple times, some custom Niagara effects, dissolves it all, looks amazing. Last feature is this movement mode. My timer's going off. This movement mode basically allows you to go run faster, jump higher. It looks awesome. It also allows you to climb sheer faces in geometry by basically switching your movement mode, turning off friction, and switching your axis and gravity. It basically allows you to climb, which is really cool. So it basically adds in an element of verticality here. So we can design basically going up as well. And the animation could be refined a bit. Right now it just kind of switches directions, but I didn't have custom animations to work with. So that is something that can be done in the past or in the future. So yeah, that is 5 minutes. That's my 5 minutes. I will segment out this video, but those are all the major features of this system essentially. And what I'm going to now kind of continue to do is go through this little obstacle course and show off some of the, one more thing is the physical ragdoll. Just looks phenomenal. It's influenced by the environment. It's using physical animation on the ragdoll and state machines basically to fuel that, and it just looks really good and it's super dynamic. So the idea was to have, that was a bad example, the idea was to have enemies be able to just ragdoll the player like that. It's super visceral, and add some more effects. It would really, really punch because it already looks so good. But that is the third part of this 3-part hybrid animation system. Oh god, it looks good. But yeah, that's all my time, so I'll segment out this video. But next we're going to go through this, talk about some kind of the things that didn't get implemented but are kind of the bones are there, and then